Hi, and welcome to Flip of the Week. Today's lesson is on playing a good double stroke roll. Now this is something that was always pretty challenging for me at first to understand because it had a lot to do with how relaxed I could stay when I was playing. But when I started working on double strokes with accents, it started to open up some possibilities for me to use them more on the drum set, not only to get more volume, but also clarity. So I found that that was mostly the most useful part about playing double strokes, was getting clarity, not just speed. But for those that don't know what a double stroke roll is, it basically just means you're playing two strokes in each hand, like this. Being a righty, I always start on my right hand, but I stress that people should try to start on their left as well, because it helps us to kind of balance out our weaker hand with our stronger hand. The first place I put an accent in the double stroke roll was on the first note of each double. So that was on the first right hand and then the first left hand. And then the second note was left unaccented, like this. As you see, I use more of my wrist for the accented note and more of my fingers and the rebound of the stick for the non-accented note. Once I had that happening, I started doing the reverse, which was adding the accent to the second note and leaving the first note unaccented, like this. After I was doing that for a while and I started to get a little faster, I noticed that since the accent was on the second note, it felt a little strange for how I heard it and how it felt, because it was almost like accenting the upbeat, and my ear generally tends to lean towards the downbeat. So what I did was I permutated it. I took the same pattern and I moved it over by a note. So this third exercise uses the same idea of accenting the second stroke of the double stroke, but the pattern itself begins on the accented stroke. So what I mean is, the first note is one right hand, which is accented. Then the next note is an unaccented left hand. The third note is an accented left hand. And then the final note is an unaccented right hand. Now I show you just some of the ways that double strokes have worked around the drum set. And I just want to focus on the bounce that I get on every drum and every cymbal, because each one reacts differently. So that's why I like to practice not only on a pad or a snare drum or a pillow or my leg or a floor tom or a cymbal, just anything, because all the rebounds are going to be different, but the elements of balance between the loud note and the soft note are all the same. And then hopefully when I get on the drum set, all the notes are not only even, but they're clear from one drum to the other. So I hope that these accents help you with your double strokes and getting around the drum set. Thanks for checking it out. See you next week on Flip of the Week.